Anyhow, 2-3 are missing. Whoever comes, let them join. Anyhow, good morning to all. Today we are going to start with this tablet compression, which we are continuing with the last class. Am I audible? Is there any disturbance or any echo? Can you hear me properly? Okay, Ashik Basha, you are telling no. Hello? Okay, thank you. This is our tablet department which we discussed last class regarding the in-process checking. We discussed about the hardness of the tablet, how to test, and also friability tester, and regarding even weight variation, and also we have discussed about dissolution, disintegration, how to evaluation can be done. So now we have come to a stage of compression. It is an interesting part and of the tablet machine and machinery part it is, and but still there are many other parts also pharmacists have to do, that is manufacturing of tablet and formulations, how you make granulations, all these things, it is another part. Anyhow, this is the part which I am ending today, or today I will be finishing your session, and other sessions will be continued by a new teacher which they have appointed from next week. We expect the schedule soon from our respected principal. So now you see operation, compression, operation. This is always said as compression. By means of compression we are making tablets. So here tablets are made by compressing a formulation containing a drug or drugs with excipients on stamping machine called presses. Tablet compression machine or tablet press are designed with the following basic components. Listen, what are they? Just see the slide also. Can you observe in the full screen? If you observe, it will be helpful for you. Even some few videos also I have added. So it will be easy for you to understand, and it will helpful for you to future, whether it is an not a subjective matter, according to general knowledge also it will be more useful for a pharmacist when they go to an industry, because I am just sharing with what I have done with Cadila and Torrent Pharmaceuticals in Ahmedabad in 1994, 95, 90s. So you can have that experience and it will be helpful for you. So I am just not even wasting my today's last class. So you see the hopper is the first one for holding the feed granulation to the compression or compressed granulation to be compressed. We are holding, the hopper is the place where it hold the granules. Dies that define the size and shape of the tablet. See, dies will change, sometimes round or oval shape. These dies are very important to decide the shape. Not only dies, even punches also. Punches, for compression you need punches. So that is also important part in a tablet compression machine. Punches for compressing the granules within the dies. Inside the dies the punches will be moving. And cam tracks for guiding the movement of the punches. So you should know what is a cam track. Cam track, it is also a very important word. A pharmacist, a production pharmacist should know cam tracks. Cam tracks will be, you should remember, when you see the video and my explanation, you will understand what is a cam track. As I told from the before, when you see some word in a slide, or when a teacher is teaching you, you should find out what is that word and you should know the meaning from the teacher. So you see, cam track is a new word. So cam tracks, which is tracking. So it will lift the punch and making the compression for the punch and weight adjustment. These all things will be conveying, and in a machine, automatic machines, they are the main important factor or important part of that particular equipment to maintain the process, movements of the punches inside through the dies. So you see cam tracks for guiding the movements of the punches usually, and a feed mechanism. This is what is its feed mechanism for moving granules from the hopper into the dies. So this is also, actually it should be coming near to the hopper, and it is a very important, it's a small part of the compression machine, but it plays a major role. Because when you are doing an automatic compression machine, a continuous automatic compression machine, the feeding is very important. Because tablets in a batch or in 2-3 batches in a company which is giving a label claim and the size of the tablet, weight of the tablet, it should not change even batch to batch or anything. It should be the constant for all the millions of tablets if they produce also. So the feed frame plays a major role for feeding the dies. Proper powder or granules which you prepare will be fed from the hopper to the die. The tablet press are classified as either single punch or multi-station rotary press. Now we are going to see what is a single punch and what is a multi-station rotary press. Because nowadays there are many advanced technology with computerized, but still you should know the basic system of the technology behind for the compression of a tablet. So see here this picture. I hope the slide, I have changed the slide, but it takes little time for coming to visibility. Yes, now I hope, can you see this slide? I hope you can see. Yes. No answer from your side, please. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see the slide with the picture? Am I audible, students? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I think Mabel, Nima, Ashwin, all. Yes, thank you. So you see here, this is a slide which is showing a picture which is not taken from any book or anything. It is drawn by me by means of paint. In it is written, it is just paint, only by means of paint I have drawn in the computer. Not now, it is my 90s. I just drawn this. So you can see this. This is the same thing principle even now also. If you see the books also, they will be having the same principle. So single punch tablet press, it is otherwise called as eccentric press also. See, you can see the picture which I have drawn in the left hand side, the complete picture. Just to know about a single punch, it has a hopper shoe or a hopper which contain the powder or the granules which is responsible for the compression, and a blue color which indicates the die, where there is a small cavity. Inside there you can see a punch, that is the lower punch, which has a screw knob also, and below that you can see there is ejection regulating screw. It will eject also after tablet compression. It should eject the tablet outside. And then capacity regulating screw. What is the capacity? So when the capacity means tablet will have different weights and different hardness, different thickness. So these all can be adjusted by this capacity. The capacity of the die, when you adjust by the screw, and that will be giving the capacity of the tablet which you are going to manufacture. And you can see there is a picture up, the upper punch, that will be in the top. So you see the next one, how the compression, the step I have, before reading the slide, if you have a discussion about the picture, then it will be interesting to read and understand, and we can go fast also. So the steps as associated with a single punch press is 3 steps. In the first step, can you see there is a red color and with an arrow? That means putting, that red color is the powder actually. The powder I just denoted to know that powder or the granules. you want to fill the dye from the hopper, and hopper it will be filled the red color, and that is the lower punch. It is always stationary. In a single punch tablet press, it is stationary. So that will be filled according to even how much quantity, everything, the area, how much the lower punch should be fixed, all these things will be decided by you, the pharmacist, according to the capacity requirement or regulator requirement for the tablet size and as well as tablet weight and the constituents you will be deciding. And you see the upper punch is stationary in the first step. It is also not moving. But in the second step, you see the upper punch comes down, but still the lower punch is stationary in this instrument. And the next step, the third step, what will happen? See, for example, the second step I did not finish, even I did not show, because in video you can see, but it is not, it is in series. In the second step only, the upper punch will come inside the die and it will, the compression takes place. Understand? Compression takes place. I should have written in the drawing also. I did not draw, but just I showed that the upper punch comes down and compress the powder or granules which is present in the die. And the third one, you see, the upper punch moves upward. It is moving away from the machine. And the lower punch, what it is doing? It is just moving upward to eject the tablet. So tablet will be ejected in such that it should come to the die table. It should be above the die table. If it is half in the die table or adjustment is not proper, the tablet will break, because it should be stripped off, or it should be trapped off by the hopper will come again for the next tablet, so that it will move the tablet outside, so it will be collected by a cuvette. So it will be, that is the ejection stage. So you see, all the three steps, the students now have an idea. There is two things, two punches and one die, and which are just made to be adjusted in this instrument, and also the feeding is made by hopper, and the ejection is made by the lower punch, and the hopper only, it will move the tablet which is ejected on the die. The next, when it is coming for the filling like this, transitional rotation, it will just move the tablet out. Okay, that is what. So here I have written now whatever we have discussed in a plainly and explained about the picture. We can come to this slide, and here all the compression is applied by upper punch. Where? In this single press, not in the multi-stage compressor. This is, we are talking about single press tablet machine. So single press tablet machine means you should know that here all the compression is applied by upper punch, making the single punch machine is stamping press. It is called stamping press. A single punch press possesses one die and one pair of punches, upper punch and lower punch. The powder is held in the hopper, or you can write even granules held in the hopper, which is collected in the hopper shoe. Hopper shoe means the shoe will be little coming from the hopper like this, and it will have a shoe to feed the die properly. So hopper shoe located at the die table, and the hopper shoe moves to and fro like this. See my hand? To and fro like this, to and fro over the die by either in a rotational or in transitional movement. It can be a transitional movement or a rotational movement. Anyhow, alternatively fill and compression will finish, ejection, and then again fill and then move. Like that, they will be having an option of filling, and as well as the continuous process will be there in a single compression machine. That's what you have to remember. And when the hopper shoe is located over the die, the powder or the granules is fed into the die by gravity. The amount of the powder is filled into the die is controlled by the position of the lower punch. That's what in the picture I told. The lower punch position can be adjusted to decide the amount of the powder to be filled in the die, and it gives the weight, constant weight, for the production of all tablets which you are doing on the batch. So that is what very important. So the amount of the powder is filled into the die is controlled by the position of the lower punch. And when the hopper shoe is located beside the die, the upper punch will descend down. That is the next step. The second step, upper punch is descend to the powder for compression. That is what happening in the second step. And the third one, what will happen? In the third one, even the picture is again repeated here to show that, to see, because we no need to go back to the slide. You can see this picture, the same picture in this slide also. The lower punch is stationary during compression here, and the pressure is thus applied by the upper punch and controlled by the lower displacement, or sorry, upper displacement, and after ejection, now it is ejected, the tablet will be ejected by the lower punch. The tablet will be pushed away by the hopper shoe as it moves back to the die for the next tablet. So next tablet, it will be coming for die will be filled with the hopper, and the powder or the granules will be filled in the hopper by means of this movement of the hopper shoe. And this is just a picture, the same picture. This is just taken from the internet. This is not drawn by me, just to show. And the picture of outline picture, hopper, upper punch, die, and as well as it has ejection regulating screw and the capacity regulating screw. That is what I told. Ejection regulating screw, you have to adjust, then only the lower punch will move and eject. And the capacity regulating screw, it gives the amount of granules or the powder should be filled in the die, which gives the weight exactly required for the tablet. The whole batch should be in the same. That will be adjusted by the capacity regulating screw for the volume which should be filled in the die. This is a picture of the instrument and single punch method, single punch instrument, which is even present in our institution. When you are coming to the institution real, and you can ask with your teacher to show the instrument, and you can go and observe, and you can explain, you can even ask certain questions, whatever. If you listen to my lecture and if you are listening and you are understanding, you can ask what are the parts and what is hopper, what is the wheel, why for this belt, and how it will act as a mechanical belt is used, and all these things, pulley, how it works, and how the lower punch is fixed and upper punch is fixed, and where is hopper shoe, and how the tablets are collected. And even you can manufacture a tablet also, and you can just check for a hardness, and its friability can be tested exactly, so that the student will never forget. And even I am just explaining you means just because I did practical, and also I did my practice, which my experience can easily tell you all these things. So you also, when you do something in the practice and you come to the lab, you will never forget. It will be easy for you to practice. It is very, very important in pharmacy. So you see, this is the video which you can just observe, and I will explain. You can just see, this is also the capsule in sin, that they are putting some videos about. See, for example, this is the instrument, and you can see that, and he is just fixing the hopper shoe. You see the hopper, and that is the hopper shoe. He is putting putting away the hopper shoe. This is die, which is shown for you is die, and the die is fixed in the die hole. You see, die hole, and it is the Allen key. It is called Allen key, which is most probably he is using the 4 mm Allen key, and then he is making it tight. And you see, he is showing there is, and then you have to fix. Now you have to tight, not highly tight, light you have to keep, because you have still more punches have to be fixed. So not full tight, slightly you have to see that it is having small shake. Afterwards it should not have shake, it should not be shake, but you have still more work is there, not making very high tight. Now by taking the punch, this is the lower punch. How to fix the lower punch? You should make it in the die, and it should go down, press it, and you see that there is a 2 knobs, 2 screws are there. You can see there is a screw, and you just press it and see the capacity. See the capacity, how much you want. It can be adjusted by you. You can just see that, and this screw will make it down or make it up. and so that you can just keep it, not, you are not fixed completely, you have made it for a temporary. And now the upper punch, see upper punch also, it has a holder in the top, and just keep the upper punch as shown. As shown, he is keeping the upper punch, and just by means of 14-16 the spanner, he just tight, not very high tight, slightly he has kept, and he is seeing that whether the upper punch goes smoothly to the die. Can you see that? Observe the video properly, and it goes smoothly, goes through the die. Now you have to fix the die according to that, and make it clear that it's not moving. Make it full tight and make it strong, no shake, because it is fast, it is moving from the top to bottom. You can see the lower punch comes up, and filling will take place when the lower punch is, that is, you can see that the level, that is, now you have to see what is the capacity and what is the amount and how to eject. Ejection should, when the ejection part, the tablet after compression, it should be ejected up to the level of the die. That is why, see, he is just adjusting that lower punch, adjusting the lower punch to the level of the die. See, he is putting the finger and showing for you, that is, it should be level of the die, so that the tablet will be ejected. So ejection is now fixed, and he is making the screw tight, so it should be in the same position. And then now you are it's not completed, still you don't know, you have to check it whether the tablet is coming for the proper hardness, thickness, everything you have to check by one. And now you are seeing that how the hopper is working, and how it can come and wipe the compressed tablet, and it can just even just go away, and just again, now he is just filling with the powder or the granules. You can fill it in the hopper. Can you see the hopper which holds this powder? And he is filling that. By gravitational force, the powder will fill the die. Now he is, by means of hand, manually, he is just pressing it, and it is compressed, and a tablet came out. But the tablet is very soft. When he touches the tablet, it will break. See, it broken. So it is not properly made. So he make the upper punch, because it is the compressor for the single press technique of machine. So he is just lengthening and making it little more down. And now again he is just make tight that bolt to make the upper punch to come down. When you watch that video, you have to watch carefully. And now he is fixing that upper punch, and now again he is, by manually, he is trying to rotate, and it goes down and press. Now also you see the hardness is not proper. So like that, trial and error. So again he goes and increase the length, or increase, you can say that, you see, he is just going for an removing the bolt and increasing the length of the upper punch to give more pressure, so that the fill will be given the hardness for the tablet. So this is how they used to take, the experience makes them to do it proper. Now he is again doing and trying to make, and he sees that how is the tablet, and this is not the way, he just put it in the down and he is seeing whether it is breaking. But we have many other techniques that we can go for. Monsanto hardness tester, and you can see the thickness. You can see by means of vernier caliper, he is using vernier caliper and seeing the thickness, and now he is going to, the thickness is very high, so you want to adjust the capacity of the die. See, now there are two round screws, which you can see. The top one is for ejection, the down one is capacity adjusted, we seen in the picture also. So that he is adjusting, he want to make it thin tablet, and he knows how much millimeter will come. So the capacity is adjusted by means of that screw, and then he will even tighten the hardness also adjusted by the upper punch, and both of them is adjusted 2-3 times, and he found out that what is the necessary. And now he is again doing with the manual rotating, he will get the tablets, and now again he will check the tablet hardness by means of what we have seen in the end process checking. See, there is tablet, and he is just checking with the vernier caliper the thickness of the tablet will be checked, and again it will be hardness will be checked, and even friability test will be checked, and even in process they used to check even content test they will check. Then only you can go for the process for the next step. and then when it is confirmed, you will check that is what is the thickness of the tablet. It is up to the mark which they want. Then they will think that it is okay, and if they get the report from the quality assurance and quality control department, then they will fix. See, he is fixing one lock so that it will not change. So the ejection screw and the compression screw is now fixed. Now you see how it is fast. Now he is put the electrical system, and fast it will compress, and he will check this for weight variation and thickness. Everything will be checked, and so that they will find out very clear tablets can be done by a single punch. This is a small scale industry. Even in our college also it can be performed. I hope it is useful for you to see this slide. Did you observe this? Did you observe my video? Did you observe my video? Yes, thank you. Anyhow, you have to keep this in your mind as if it is very important, because it is very important for you. And now we will go to the multi-state, because I am not trying. I am trying to maximum to give my some things which I know for this last class. So afterwards you can ask with your teacher and you can just study more. Understand? I am just giving what my knowledge in my level, and you can go for a specialist will give you more ideas about all the things, and they will explain you. So now you see, now we will see today, at least we will see some of the part of the multi-station press. It is a single punch we have finished. Now we will come to the multi-station press, are termed as rotary because they are termed as rotary because the head of the tablet machine that holds the upper punch, dice and lower punch is placed to rotate. There we have seen not rotating, only one punch is moving, and that is lower punch, and upper punch was directly compressing and you are making the tablet. But now you can see here this one is rotating. The whole die and punches will be rotating, upper punch and lower punch and fast machine. There are even many types are there. Advanced one place compression is there, two stations which will have compression, and per minute for even 10,000, 20,000 per minute what time tablets are compressed. This also fastest machine are also available in India. What I am saying, India is the highest production of tablets and medicines to the whole world. 60% of the medicine is supplied from India. So we have many fast, even machineries also, even pharmaceutical machineries also. Our machineries are more in the world market. And you can see as the head rotates, the punches are guided by up and down by the fixed cam track. As I told, cam tracks means, you should remember, now you will understand. Cam tracks, it is a conveyor movement which will lift the punch and it will drop the punch, so that it is having even it can be adjusted by the pharmacist. So cam track, you should know that cam tracks which will lift the punches and down the punches, all these movements are done by these cam tracks, which control the sequence of filling. Even filling and compression and ejection all are adjusted by these cam tracks. The portions of head that holds the upper and lower punches are called as upper and lower turrets respectively. So you should know what is a turrets. Turrets means what? It is die table. We have seen in the single punch, we are fixing the die. There is a small table. This will be very big. So it has to be a strong metal which can hold this die and to hold this whole machine. So that is called turrets. So turrets, that is the name of the instrument which is a part of the tablet machine, turrets. So turrets also you should know, respective turrets, upper and lower turrets will be there. And position holding for the dice are called as die table. Die table will have holes where the dice will be fixed. Even for the single punch we fixed the one die. Here we will be having many dice, many punches. According to dice are, if suppose 35 dice, 35 punches, 35 upper punch and 35 lower punch will be there. So these are the stations, understand, stations which are maintained by number of dice. So you should know that we are now going to the advanced stage. One we studied, now we are going to many dice and many punches, how they will work out. And you see, this is a machine. This is the picture of the machine, which is the fastest machine. There are many, which is very compact, looks like very compact, but it takes very long area, it is more than 1 ton, 2 ton weight will be there. So it cannot be kept in the first floor. Usually they will use tablet department, and the compression area will be kept in the ground floors. Usually they prefer ground floors because of the heaviness, and also because of this fast machine, there will be lot of vibrations will be there in the building, so that they will be always keeping this type of machines in the ground floor. And this is also one picture which is just to show you. This is drawn by me in the paint. You know, paint in our drawing. By that it is drawn, and you can see this is shown to hopper of the rotating or the rotary press, the continuous rotary press. That's to show you a hopper where we will fill the granules, and it has many clamps and screws and also many adjustments which will be in the top. It will be in the top of the machine, and it will be fixed over in the machine in this form. And just some part, there is a bolt and nut, whatever we observed. I observed when I was in Torrent. I just take some diagram and I wrote one book. In that I just made all these denotes in my practice what I did. And you can see this one is a feed frame. This is also a very important part in a compression machine, in a rotary compression machine, feed frame. This also, just you can see there I have put 2 feed frames, like something, a butterfly or some holes are there which is new for you. What is this? Something which is feed frame, and sir is telling some diagram which is not having any, like that you may be feeling. But you see there is 2 pink color I made. Just remember this parts and my color which I denote and the name which I am saying. When you see and when you come to the explanation in the next slide, you will be understanding, okay, what is the importance of this feed frame and what it will do. So there is 2, one is scrap plate, another is takeoff plate. There is red color and not red, it is a pink color which I shaded. So there is some springs are also there. That is all small parts which when they are fixing, when we fix, we used to remember all this spring also. When you use one spring, powder may not fill properly in the die, and your tablet weight will vary, and immediately your boss will come and complain on you. What you are doing there? Your pharmacist is very much responsible. So that's why I have written that is scraper spring, and there are many spring brackets which are very important. We have to fix it. Even it is very important for the pharmacist to fix all this instrument before they are starting the procedure. So that's why it is written. Anyhow, this for understanding purpose, you can just go through it. But anyhow, you see feed frame. What is the use of feed frame in this junction? The student degree level, they should know that. So what is the use of this feed frame? Feed frame will have many compartments to travel this powder or the granules. Why we want to travel in this? Because this is a fast machine which is moving, which will weight variation should be uniform. So when you adjust that, uniformly the powder will move through the flow property, everything they will study, and they will put the granules in the hopper, and the hopper come to the feed frame, and it will slowly move in the way or the pathway which is given in the feed frame, and go and fill the die in such a way, the quantity, and it will be very weight, without any weight variation. You will get very compressed, very uniform compressed tablet can be obtained. So you see here in this slide I have made some points. At the start of a compression cycle, granulation stored in a hopper empties into the feed frame, and which has several interconnected compartments. That is what, there is some holes I have put, there will be interconnected compartment. These compartments spread the granules over a wide area to provide time for die to fill. The die to be filling, it will give some time. Some time means fraction of seconds only, but uniformly, regularly, the same weight will be filled. So you see just a video, and when we explain with the video and then I go for the next explanation, it will be helpful for the student. Can you see this? Yes. See now, this is a small, this is not a big rotary machine. This is the smallest rotary machine with 8 dies and punches. So you can see that how the die table, it is a rotary, a circle, and you have to first remove, there is the feed frame will come. So you have to just release that by means of this 2 bolt, by means of the Allen key. how he removed, and you just see that there is a blade. He showed a small blade like an axa blade. It is thin for 0.1, not 1, 0.5, even 0.05, sorry, 0.05 millimeter thickness, and that gap should be there, 0.5 millimeter, sorry, 0.5 millimeter gap should be there. So that gap, he has kept that blade and he is keeping the feed frame. Can you see the feed frame? See once more, I just missed to show you. I'm just going back to show you the see, this is what he's bringing that. See the feed frame. This is the feed frame, and just he is keeping it over that thin blade and then fixing it in that over that screw and bolt. He is just making it bolt clearly, and bolt you have to tight properly, and it should be having a gap, because this turret, you see there is a turret. The turret means what? It is holding the dice. The turret will rotate. So while rotating, you see there is a gap. He is finding out whether there is a gap by means of putting that blade 0.5 millimeter thickness. Allen key will be used for tightening. Even the lower bolt will be tightened properly. While moving, it should not disturb any type of the compression parameters should not be disturbed. So that is the feed frame. You can see there is a small feed frame which has the hopper will put the powder and the powder will move. You can see the feed frame. Now he has shown the feed frame separately. You see the feed frame with the two. Here there is two screws are there, and this side the two screws, and you can have the one side, that is what you can see. He is fixing the scraper blade. I told to remember in the picture there is a pink color I drawn. There is one scraper blade that will scrap, especially it will eject the tablet, and you can see excess powder. Excess powder will be, if you keep this blade, the excess powder will be recycled, and it will be sent back. See how the blade is working for the compressed tablet, and it's just diverting or ejecting or changing to the tablet collection. Can you see that very clearly? This is what this makes you to understand about the feed frame. So feed frame plays a major role in our place, and this is that feed frame. Two types of feed frame. This is drawn by me. You can see that I have made these two colors. One is actually there are a scraper plate, and also there is also another plate which is used for fixing, so that the scraper plate will helpful for you to remove the ejected compressed tablet, and another plate which is you are fixing in the opposite side the fresh powder, and also it will recycle. So you see why this red color and blue color which I denote in this place. Why? Because to show that even the depression is very deep in the red color, and the depression in the blue color will be little, because it is upside down the feed frame. Just I took a photograph and then I drawn, and that time they will not even give us any picture or anything. So there is no mobile facilities were not there in 90s. So what you have to do when you are seeing, and we have to come to our room or in your office or in your home, we have to come, and then we will be drawing what we have seen, that by means of remembering. So that I used to denote, that is, we have seen that, I observed that there is lower. You can see there is red color low, and there is green is little high, blue is little higher depression. So when the powder moves down through this pathways in the feed frame, it has some parameters to give a uniform powder movement to the die area. That is the main reason they have made this feed frame. So I hope the students I made to think about what is the use of feed frame, which is connected to the hopper, and it will be over the die. It will be kept for uniform die filling. And now you see pull down. Now the pull down cam, that is cam track lowering. There is the next step, pull down cam, that is cam track lowering, guide the lower punch to bottom of their vertical travel. So when the punches, you can see the picture this side below my screen, you can see there is a picture which shows there are punches, and there is a pulley I have drawn, and down also a pulley is drawn. So a series of punches will be moving in a rotary punch area. So you can see there is, I have put number also, 1 2 3 4, like that I have put number. So you can see there is a red color which is denoted in the feed frame, That is the feed frame which is giving the powder. And you can see in 9th and 10th, the powder is filled in the die. In the 9th and 10th, you can see that the punch the powder is filled. And when you come to 11, the powder is pushed up by the lower punch, and upper punch is also pushing, coming down and giving a press. And you can see in the 12 itself, usually the compression takes place and the tablet is coming out. And then it is slowly, and when it comes to the 16th stage, it is completely ejected, and the upper punch will move to the top, and the tablet can be collected. So this is what 16 stages usually is needed for a very fast compression machine. It needs 16 stages actually. So 16 stages, because it is fast moving, every second you can see, find out, you can 1 second, there are many, that is even 30 to 40 tablets are also compressed. Most of them, there are many 50 tablets compression machines are also available. Very fast machines are also available. So it is very necessary for this type of cam tracks, very important for using. And there is the blade which is you are using in the sides of the feed frame. It is also having the capacity to fill properly to give the weight without weight variation. So the punches then pass over the weight control cam. And you can see the weight control cam. You can see the weight control cam, weight cam. I have marked that is weight cam. That is the cam. You can see there is a solid, when the punches travel to the cam, it will be lifted and it will come down, and it will lift it and it will come down, the lower punch. Upper punch, when it is coming, it will compress and it will go up. Like that, you can see that cam track will make the movement of the punches and to have the proper compression and ejection of the tablets which is in the tablet machine. So you can see the punches that passes over a weight control cam, which reduces the fill in the die to the desired amount. So the amount will be fixed by the pharmacist. So the wipe off blade which is present, which is fixed, wipe off blade which is fixed in the feed frame at the end of the feed frame, that removes the excess granules and direct to the turret which is the table which is holding the die, and back to the front of the feed frame, and it will come along with the fresh powder. And there is no wastage of the powder when it will be done in the, because some of the tablets are very costly powders which we cannot waste them. So everything will be uniformly, they have done recycling. So the next, the lower punch travels over the lower compression roll, while simultaneously the upper punch rides beneath the upper compression roll. So you see the upper punch, it will come down after weight adjustment. The upper punch will come down by means of a cam track in the top, and you will get the compression over that. The upper punch enter into the fixed distance into the dies, while the lower punch rises to the sequence and compact the granulation within the die. To regulate the upward movement of the lower punches, the height of the lower pressure roll is changed. The height of the lower pressure will be changed so that you will get according to the ejection knob, and the pressure can be adjusted by the pharmacist. Very important. Hardness, friability test, everything they will check it before starting the process, and they will adjust that knob for pressure as well as the lifting of the lower punch. After the movement of the compression, the upper punches are withdrawn. As they follow the upper punch rise cram, it is raised, and the lower punch right up, and the cam brings the tablet to the top for fleshing out. That is the ejection and flesh, and slightly above the surface of the die, slightly above. If it is more above, it will break. So slightly above to the die table, and the tablet will be slightly above the die table, and then it will be exact position determined, and the thread bolt will be tightened, and ejector knob will be tightened, and the pharmacist will keep ready for their next procedure. So the tablet strikes the wipe off blade. The tablet will strike the wipe off blade which you have seen in the video, and afflict the front of the feed frame, and it will be collected in the cute into the receptacle, that means collecting vessel, where it is a receipt of that particular tablets. After compression will be collected in a tray, and it will be collected very firmly without disturbing the tablet, and it aseptically also. At the same time, the lower punches re-enter the pulcrum that is pulling cam, it will re-entry to the pulling cam and the cycle will be repeated. Next it will go to the pulling cam and the feed frame will be filling, and the next it will go to the weight correction, and then again the top, that means the upper punch will come and compression will take place, and next step ejection will take place, and then the lower punch will go down. The cycle will be repeated. So that is what they have written. So many production tablet machines are designed so that the compression cycle is accomplished more than once. Required additional granulation hopper feeders, sometimes 2 hopper feeders, 2 compression junctions, that is 2 hoppers can be kept, 2 feed frames are kept in the same machine. There are many machines which is having larger machines are also there. So according to the stations, there are many are there, hopper feed frames, cam tracks and compression rolls. Also 2 compression rolls will be there, which will the machine heads makes a single revolution. And you see the tablet machine outcome is regulated by 3 basic character of its design. When a tablet machine comes out in a market, a machinery, which basically they are characterized by 3 designs. One is number of tooling set. What do you mean by number of tooling set? Tooling is one chapter. I think it has to be done next. I think it has to be continued by the coming teacher will tell you about tooling. All these things you have to ask with him. Anyhow, tooling set means there are DD tooling, BB tooling, and there are D2 tooling, D3 tooling, and there are sometimes oval shape, round shape. Even one punch will have 3-4 tablets together can also be compressed. There are new technology which has come now for making fast production. So that type of tooling is very important. Tooling will have die, punches, and die and punches will be there. It will be set of tooling, and according to that how to fix the tooling, even including the hopper, everything also comes in the tooling. But still these 3 are the main thing we will change. Hopper will be always same, and so the feed frame also we can use it the same, but you can change the die, punches according to the tooling sets which they are given. There are DD tooling, BB tooling, as I told, B1, B2, and there are many types of designs are also available. That is according to the monograph, you have to select the D tooling. And number of compression station. What do you mean by number of compression station? Compression station means, for example, you see the station will differ. Sometimes you see, if suppose single compression in a rotary, there is some 18, 32 even numbers are available. But there are sometimes 2 places compression is possible in a round table, round rotating compression press. That is be always odd number. You can see that is 45, 55, 75, even 37, 85. More than that also it is there. So there are many odd numbers, and there is a question always why it is odd number when there is 2 compression taking place in a turret or in a rotary machine. So this is an important. It's a very important question. When I went for an interview, when it was asked with me in Sipla. When I went in Bombay, they asked me the question, why you are having odd numbers of station in certain machines which their number as 45, 75 and 85, and there is even numbers for even 16, 32 are available in the rotary mesh when there is only one compression. So that is answer is actually when you are doing one compression, the pressure is given in one side only, and also even it is an even number, no problem when you are but when you are keeping in even number, when you are putting one circle and if you are putting even holes, what will happen? It will come in a diagonal straight line. See, put one diameter and put 2 holes in a circle, and you make it circle how much divide also, even number will come if you put one line and put 2 holes. But if it is an odd number, if you circumference of a circle is divided in an odd number holes, you cannot make a whole straight line. 2 holes never come in straight line. That is their aim, because never 2 compression should be done at a time, or never ejection should not be come at a time in a turret. So when you do at a time in a circle in a big machine, which is a high pressure machine, at a time compression or ejection, it will break the turret and it will damage the instrument. So it is a physics, a normal physics and technological behind. They made it into odd number when it is a very fast machine which has 2 compression in the same machine. If the 2 or 3, sometimes 4 compressions is also kept in nowadays advanced technology have been found out. Understand? That is what the number of compression station. And rotational speed of the press. Rotational speed also very important. Rotational speed also depends upon and production outcome. It also depends upon this rotational speed and how the machinery can output of a tablets can become in a batch wise. So adjustment for the tablet weight and the hardness can be made without the use of tool while the machine is in operation. In a high speed press, the tool is in 16 station rotary press in position of a complete cycle for producing one tablet. But you see, in per second, as I told, 30, 40, 50 tablets they will be produced. But how much in one tablet? They should have 16 punches have to be involved in that. That is one experiment. We have just made one example in this, and you can see this just an video, so that it will be easy for the students to know about what is happening there. You see here, this is one tablet machine which is movement upper punch and lower punch, how they work and how they are operating. See, this is the hopper, and it is fixed, and you can supply the powder through the feed frame, and you can see that the lower punch, how the cams, you see cams are moving, so that the lower punch comes down, and it is movement of the lower punches. You can see that the video is showing how the movement of the lower punches. And you see, this is the cam track. Can you see? I am just putting pause, and you can see that I put pause. Can you see the I paused that video? That is the cam track. The lower punch, when it moves to the cam track, it is lifted. Understand? Lifted up. The lower punch will be lifted up. So you can see this is lifted up, and then it goes down. So there is the place where the weight adjustment will be taking place, and in some place compression also, weight adjustment cam track and compression cam track. So you see here how the feed frame is having a gap, and then you can see that, and they will show you how the powder or the granules are filled in the feed frame, and it comes to the die and getting filled, and the cam track will adjust the amount of the tablet to be filled in the die. And you can see this one, how the compression takes place. You see the lower punch first, you can see that the movement of the punch area, just an enlarged they have shown you, and how the punches are moving in the die. So you see here the powder, it should be proper moisture, granulars, everything. That procedure is totally different. You have to prepare properly, and then when you feed them inside in the feed frame, through the feed frame, it will feed to the die, and automatically the compression, how it takes place. You see the tablet is ejection is like this. It will be ejected. The lower punch will come to the correct exactly to the die table, and this is how the scrap, you can see the blade, how it is just scrapping off the tablet to be collecting area. So the tablet will be collected, and also even in the tablet machine additionally they will have deduster and metal detectors. These all will be weight checkers, tablet weight checking, hardness checking. These all will be available in the manufacturing unit area for the pharmacist have to be checked uniformly to have their work. So you see, this is the step. So there is a small difference between the unit compress machine and also this multi rotary tablet machine. So that is a difference which I have shown here. This is also drawn by paint by myself to just to make you to understand. See here, first there will be filling, overfilling will be there, and the second picture which shows correct, that is why the cam track will lift the lower punch, and then next one, the lower punch is also moving, upper punch is also moving. That is a compression. The tablet is compressed, and now after compression what will happen? Ejection. The tablet is ejected in the die table and the level of the die table, so that you will get the plate, that the knob will come, that the scraper plate will come, and also it will just scrap the tablet out to the collecting area. So that is what we have to see that very clearly, only 4 steps. But only thing is, you have to remember, in single punch device, there the lower punch will not have any movement. It is stationary. Understand? It is stationary, it is not having any compression action. Only in ejection time it is having a movement, but in compression it is not having action. But here you see, in compression also the lower punch is having a movement, and weight correction also the lower punch is having movement. So this, the difference you have to note it down. And you see, this is the picture little enlarged, which I shown there in a small one. So you can see the 16 stages. You can draw this. Even you can see when you draw this diagram in your exam papers, the teacher will be more happy, that is, my student have understood by means of the stages, how the stages of the punches, how one tablet, it needs 16 stages, how it is working within a second. When it is making some 30-40 tablets, how fast this technology is working out. You should know that that is a red color which I made is feed frame over the die, and it is just, you can see the movement, and the die is come when the punch is in the top, there is no filling. When 9 and 10, you see the 9 and 10, there the filling takes place, that is overfill, and correction will take place in the 10. And in the 11 you can see there is the compression, the lower punch movement and upper punch movement, which drops down with the pressure, and it is compressed. The tablet is getting compressed, and now the tablet compressed, and it shows next stage, next slightly lifting, and in 16th stage the lower punch is ejecting, the tablet is ready for collection. So that will be scrapped off and it will be collected. So this is what happening. So this is one video to just to show what we were explained. You see this video, how it takes place. Can you see it? Yes, you can see this video, and there you can see that how it is filling takes place from the feed frame, and how the lower punch, you can see that adjusting the capacity, weight, and then you can see in the compression taking place, the main place and compression, and see finally it is ejected. So the movement of cam track, you should see the lowering cam, it is written there, upper lowering cam, weight adjustment cam, a ram you can say, and the weight control unit, and then lower cam, filling cam, and ejection cam, everywhere it is written. So you should know that cam means it is used for movement, understand, moving, and it is moving of the upper punch and lower punch. You need a conveyor type of cam which will have an uniform and regular movement for the punches and dies. And this is also another picture which I have written to make the students to understand, that is, it has the turret. This is called, there is holes which I made. These are the holes which we will fix the dice, and it is also whenever we finished our work, we used to clean them properly. There should not be any type of adhering foreign materials or whatever you use the drugs, which should not be there. You have to clean properly, and you have to keep the assembly ready for the next batch who is coming for working, because every pharmacist, every time we will be having only 7 hours duty, and next 7 hours another person will be coming. So in that case we have to relieve all the clean your instruments and everything. The machinery should be cleaned, and also it will be used alcohol and everything, and then you have to leave it, so that the next experiment, maybe the other tablets will not affect this what you are doing now. So you see, this is another one video also I have added, just to make you to know about the tablet press. Just take a look in this, and so that you will have little more idea. That is, this is just to say about what all the things, weight adjustment, see what all the things which is there, you just list out, and it is here: fill position, weight adjustment position, scraper position, pull down position, pre-compression station, compression station, and tablet ejection station. So this is what various station which you have to remember, just to show. This is just I thought it may also give some more idea about for the student. It is an animated, how it is just see the feed frame is filling by means of the feed frame you have got filled, and the lower punch is lifting out adjustment, weight adjustment. Extra weight will be taken by the scraper blade. You can see the blade is taking from the die the extra, and it is recycled, and then this die will be ready for the upper punch to come down. Now you see the powder weight adjustment, that is, it pulled down, and weight is now it is ready in the position for compression. And the next step, you can see the upper punch will come now from the top and it is getting inside the die and the compression takes place. I think you can observe the slowly the upper punch is now pressing the powder or the granules to the position which they require, thickness of the tablet require, compressed now. Now it is compressed and now the upper punch will move up. You can see now the upper punch will move up and it will go away from the die. Now after compression, the next step is the ejection stage. So the tablet will be ejected by the lower punch. Now the upper punch goes off and the lower punch and the ejection tablet is ejected in this way. So this is how one animated video which will also give you some help for knowing about what is happening there. And you see here, now we are coming to operation of rotary machine. After telling all these things, if I not say the operation, then I am not completing. At least when you go for an half of a subject, at least you should give some idea to the student how to operate. So how to operate this machine? If you know that how to operate, what is the procedure? There is some parameter how to do, which should be done in the beginning, which should be come in the last, and how to finishing area, and what all the things have to be done. Now we know that parts of the machine. I think I know that at least at least 10% what I am saying might have reached to the student, because you may be listening me and you might have heard that hopper, punch, die, this at least, and feed frame, at least these 4 things at least the student might have got some idea. There is some parts in the rotary compression machine that is called hopper, punch, die and feed frame, at least these 4, and cam tracks. These all are some of the things which is having the parts. You will never forget. You can list out very easily. And you can see operation of rotary machine. Before inserting punches and die, make certain that pressure, very important. This is very important for the student should know. Before inserting punch dies, make certain that pressure has been released and the pressure wheel, there is a pressure wheel you have released. Otherwise, it will break all your machine and also it will spoil and it will become an accident, even one person without releasing the pressure, if he goes for any type of work inside the machine. So the die hole should be cleaned thoroughly, making certain that the die sheets is completely free of any foreign materials. Back off all die locks. You have to remove all the die locks. Die locks will be there. You loosen and insert the dies in the die holes. You have to loosen and insert the die holes and tap it. Then tap it, each die securely, not by immediately tapping with a metal. Slowly tap into the place. And even you can put soft grease also, and soft metal rod. You have to use wood or soft metal rod through the upper punch hole. You have to use it. Understand? And after all the dies have been tapped into the place, tighten the die, lock the screw progressively and securely. And after tightening, and first you have done with die. Remember. Okay, when you are fixing first what? The die. As each screw is tightened, the die is checked to see that it does not project over the die table. Insert the lower punch. Now you have to go for lower punch. First you fixed die and now you have come to lower punch. Understand? You are going to set a tablet machine. First what you did? First you fixed die. Second you are going to insert the lower punch through the holes made the punch bore, that is coincides with the plug hole. Understand? Plug hole. Insert the lower punch in the place progressively, slowly, softly, and even put sometimes grease is also necessary, means you can use, and insert the, now after lower punch you are going to the upper punch. So again I am repeating, first you started with what? Die fixed and lower punch, then you are coming to the upper punch by dropping them into the thin film of mineral oil and insert into the machine. Understand? And then adjust the erection cam, that is ejection cam in the lower punch, so that lower punch will flush the die properly, and that adjustment everything have to be done. And after inserting the punches and die, adjust the machine for the tablet weight and hardness by fixing. You can write the feed frame and now you attach to the machine and the feed hopper your machine you have fixed. So add some of the amount of granules in the hopper and turn over the machine by hand. So you just remember the procedure, how you fixed. First you fixed die, and second you fixed what? The lower punch, and third you fixed the upper punch, and then you fixed the feed frame, and then you fixed the hopper. Understand? This is the procedure. So you should remember that and increase the pressure now by rotating the pressure wheel until the tablet is formed. Check the weight, and the tablet is adjusted for fill to provide a desired tablet weight, and most likely more than one adjustment of the fill will be necessary before obtaining an acceptable weight. You have to do many times, and when the fill is decreased, this is the point you have to remember, when the fill is decreased, the pressure must be decreased to provide same hardness in the tablet, and conversely, when the fill is increased, the pressure must be increased to obtain a comparable hardness. This is what you have to remember. And let's say fill the hopper with the granules and turn the power. Check the weight and hardness immediately after mechanical operation begins, and suitable adjustment if necessary. So how many times you have to take? Every 15 minutes. Check these properties routinely, regular 15 to 30 minutes intervals while the machine is in operation. So you have to check in between also. When the batch has run off, suppose you finish the batch, quality control, everything is finished perfectly. So what you have to do? Remove the, now you have to do in reverse step. Understand? Removing should be in the reverse step. First you are removing hopper, then you are removing feed frame, then you are loosen, then you dust and clean everything by vacuum and remove the pressure wheel and everything, and remove the punches and dies in the reverse order using the set. First you have to remove the upper punches individually, and then lower punches, and finally the die. So wash all the punch, die and alcohol and brush and soft brush, remove adhering material, dry them with a clean cloth and cover them with a thin clothing and grease of oil before storing. So why I am telling from the beginning, you have to remember the procedure. See, reversely we have, after finishing work, dismantling we did by reverse. In fixing, what you did? First you fixed, what you fixed? Die. And second you fixed, what you fixed? Second, lower punch, then upper punch, then feed frame, then hopper. See, while dismantling, what you did? First hopper, then feed frame, then what you are doing? You are, then what you are removing? Removing the upper punch and then lower punch. Finally, you are removing the die. So, can you see that? So, when dismantling, you are coming reverse, and the order should be, you never forget. So, my teacher told me the order of fixing the equipments and removing the equipment for the rotary punch. Never forget, you will remember all the parts which is necessary for in this level. So, you see there here, there is a video which I have shown here, how they will first they are actually, here they are doing first removing and then they are fixing. So, it will be more understanding. It will be just an understanding purpose. I have just added how this video, just you can have a listen to this, or you can see this. See here, this is, he was just, tablet is, machine is running now, and the tablets, it's a rotary compression. It's a small machine. It's not a double compression. It's only a single. So, first what he is doing, and he is going to remove the hopper. As we told, when it is finished, what you have to remove first? You have to remove first hopper and clean it. So, bolt, he is removing the bolt of the hopper. I hope all can see the video, and so you can see here they are removing the hopper, and then there is a chamber, like a glass chamber, because the powder should not come and the pharmacist should not get affected by the powder. So he will take the cover, and now what will be the removed next step, because first then feed frame. See, feed frame, he is removing the lock and he is removing the feed frame. Can you see the feed frame? So he is removing the feed frame, even while he is showing this is the feed frame. he removed the feed frame. After feed frame he has removed, what will be removed afterwards? He will remove the upper punch. Understand? He has to remove the upper punch. So he is just taking the lock for the upper punch. There is a lock for the upper punch. He will just remove the lock, and after removing the lock that he has removed, and slowly, individually, slowly he will remove all the punches with just moving slowly by means of his hand, slowly moving, and he is remove all the upper punch. Next, after upper punch, what he has to come for removing after the work is over? He has to remove the lower punch. For lower punch, he has to remove the the closing chamber, and he has to remove slowly. There is a lock for the lower punch, same like upper punch. He is taking the lock out, and then he has to remove the through the hole only. Slowly he has to put his finger, and slowly he has to remove the lower punch. See how he is removing the lower punch, and he is keeping safe for the next batch to be started. All the lower punch will be removed, and finally what he has to remove? He has to remove now, after lower punch, all the lower punch is removed. He has to remove the die from the turret or the die table. So now he is coming for the turret. See, in the turret there is a screw. You can see that the Allen key will be used to remove that. Slowly he will remove that lock, and the die have to be removed. Die also have to be removed by means of, it will not come proper automatically. So you have to just tap it by means of a cylinder from the bottom. You see, he will bring one cylinder tube, or not a soft metal, not a hard metal. You cannot go for hard metal because it will break the, or it will make some scratches. So this type of soft metal cylinder, he will put it in the lower punch hole and keep one metal rod, and there will be a lock like this, you can see, and it will be fixed to the cylinder, and so that when you tap from the bottom, when you give some pressure from the bottom, see here, you can just observe the video, and so that it will be more useful for you to know about the things which is happening in the industry. Understand, this will helpful for the student. So you see, now he is just connecting and tapping with soft metal, and you see that up, you see the die is coming out from the die table. So like this, you have to remove all them for softly. You have to see that softly. It should not damage even the die hole, and this die is removed. So this is how he has removed the die. So this is after a work is over, he has to remove and clean. Now he is fixing back. He is fixing back. How he is going to fix? Yeah, after removing all the dies, the next step, how you are going to fix it? First you have to take die. So opposite. Fixing should be started from die. Understand? And removal should be started from hopper. So you see, first fixing, he is putting grease. While fixing, it is necessary, and he is fixing. It is not possible. It will not go directly. So again, he has to take the cylinder, put it from the hole of the upper punch hole. See, upper punch. While removing, lower punch hole was used. Upper punch hole, slowly tapping, not very fast. Slowly tapping with a soft metal. Can you see that very clearly? This is more helpful for you. Just watch that. Slowly tapping and touching with finger. It should not be above the table. It should be very uniform. See, and then tightening with the Allen key. And he just make the tight by means of Allen key. And he is making it very more tight by means of putting some work by means of metal. And you see this one, the punch. So next step, what he has to do? He has to go for the punch fixing, and you can see he is fixing the upper punch. He has fixed, and also he is fixing the lower punch now. Sorry, lower punch. The first he has to fix the lower punch. Upper punch is second one, and first you have to do lower punch, and you have to adjust the weight variation, and also he has to adjust the capacity, and then he is putting the lock. So first he fixed the die, and then he fixed the lower punch. Then what he has to fix? He has to fix for the upper punch now. Am I right? Upper punch. So now he is going for the upper punch. See, upper punch. So opposite. Fixing your die, then lower punch, then comes upper punch. So now he is going for upper punch. It is very important how to make the head and above the track. And the track should not go. You should see that head should be, see, he is putting the track, it should be coming to the the track, that means cam track, and exactly then he is putting the lock for the upper punch, and he is putting the key and making it bolt, and then you can put the cover, and finally you can put the feed frame and hopper, finished. Feed frame and hopper you have finished and you fixed, and so that you can start the work. So students should remember that the tooling is very important. How to fix, that is, while fixing you are taking die first, lower punch, upper punch, and then comes feed frame and hopper. While removing, you are taking hopper first, feed frame, and then you are removing upper punch, then removing lower punch, finally you are removing die. So this is the procedure which you have to remember how a rotary press can be used. So I hope it is sufficient. Still there are many other techniques and many tooling, and how the number of tooling, everything is there. I hope all the best. I think your NEET teacher will continue in the next classes, and you will get this schedule soon. When I get information from principal, I will inform, or even he will put the schedule in the group so that you can follow that. Thank you very much. I'm not giving you trouble by means of giving some questions or anything today. So anyhow, enjoy the Saturday. Have a very great weekend. Thank you for attending my class. Thank you very much for all the students for being attentive. So next week onwards, we will be having